Hello friends. Welcome back to the channel. Here, we don't just learn, we transform. Let's make your English natural, effortless, and confident. What if your brain could think in English automatically? Yes, it's possible. And it starts today. First of all, why thinking in English feels so hard at first. Most English learners don't fail because of grammar or vocabulary. They fail because their brain is not trained to think in English. Before you speak, your thoughts don't come in English automatically, and that creates a chain reaction of problems. You think in your native language. Then you translate every word. You try to build a sentence. Then you check if it sounds correct. After that, you finally speak. This slow mental process is why you feel stuck during conversations. It's why you pause too long, lose confidence, forget words, or speak slower than you want. Your mouth is ready to speak, but your brain is still busy translating. Now, I will show you how to break that loop and train your mind to think in English directly, fast, naturally, and without fear. Let's focus on the real goal, direct English thinking. Fluent English speakers are not translating. Their brain is directly producing English thoughts. Their mental system looks like this. English goes directly to meaning, and meaning comes back as English. No translation between languages. No, what's the English word for this? No mental calculations. Thinking in English means English starts becoming the default language of your mind, not just something you use for studying. And once your thoughts switch to English, speaking becomes automatic. Let's see the first step toward mental fluency, which is microthinking. Most learners think in full sentences. But full sentences are too heavy for a brain that's not used to English yet. So the mind panics and switches back to your native language. Microthinking solves this. Instead of forcing complete sentences, let your thoughts appear in tiny English fragments. This is exactly how children learn languages, one small idea at a time. For example, instead of thinking, I should go to the kitchen to drink cold water because I'm thirsty, break it into simple micro-thoughts. Kitchen, water, drink, thirsty. These small fragments are much easier for your brain. Over time, your brain starts connecting these fragments into natural English sentences, without translation. This is your first powerful step. Now, let's focus on the daily brain training. Name everything around you. One of the most effective techniques is simply naming everything you see, silently in English. Your brain is constantly looking at objects and labeling them. If you change those labels to English, your brain starts using English as its default system. Try it right now. Look around and name things. Window, table, phone, water bottle, notebook, light, fan, chair. If you're outdoors, name sky, car, road, people, walking, trees, air, sun. This method may look simple, but it forces your brain to build direct English connections. When your eyes see the object, your brain produces the English word automatically. Doing this daily builds English wiring inside your mind, even if you live in a place where nobody speaks English. Let's focus on building real English thinking by the 30-second story method. Every night, or any time during the day, create a tiny English story in your mind. Not long, just 20 to 30 seconds. But these micro-stories activate memory, creativity, emotions, which are the strongest tools for rewiring your brain. Here's a simple example. Today I woke up feeling sleepy. I didn't want to start the day, but I pushed myself. I made tea, sat down, and planned my work. I wasn't fast, but I stayed consistent. This tiny story forces your brain to use English to express real-life events. And because your brain loves storytelling, English thoughts become easier and more natural. Let's build a daily 10-minute English thinking routine. Pick any 10 minutes of your day, morning, afternoon, or night, and train your brain to think only in English. These 10 minutes are your mental gym, a place where your brain practices operating in English. In these 10 minutes, don't worry about mistakes or grammar. Just stay inside English thoughts. Think like this. I'm feeling hungry. Should I cook something? Maybe bread. I have work later. I need to plan my day. I should start slowly. Simple, real, natural. This small routine can shift your entire mindset in a few weeks. Your brain will start choosing English automatically, even outside the 10-minute window. Let's learn about the 3-word method, instant fluency booster. Whenever you're stuck while thinking or speaking, don't stop, don't translate, just reduce the thought into 3 simple English words. For example, instead of thinking, I really don't feel like going outside today because the weather is terrible. Think, weather bad, stay home. Instead of thinking, I want to improve my English slowly and steadily. Think, learn more English. This method breaks your dependence on translation and builds fast thinking patterns. The goal is not perfection, the goal is momentum. Another method is watch English content the correct way. Watching English videos or movies can help, but only if you use them correctly. Most people watch passively, expecting fluency to magically happen. But passive watching does nothing for thinking ability. The right way is this. After hearing any English sentence, recreate the idea in your own simple English. For example, if a character says, "At first, I was completely lost and had no idea what to do," your mind should think, "He confused first, then fine later." You're not copying the vocabulary, you're copying the thought pattern. This builds thinking fluency, not textbook fluency. The next technique is silent repetition technique or shadow thinking. Whenever you hear English, repeat it silently in your mind. This is called shadow thinking, and it's extremely powerful. Someone says, "How are you feeling?" Your mind repeats, "How are you feeling?" If someone says, "I'm leaving now," your mind repeats, "I'm leaving now." This technique aligns your brain with natural English speed and rhythm. Do this regularly, and English will start flowing through your mind effortlessly. You should stop translating completely. Here's how. Translation is your biggest enemy. Whenever you translate in your head, your brain slows down and your confidence drops. So instead of asking, "What is the English word for this?" ask yourself, "How can I say this simply?" Don't know frustrated? Say, "I feel bad inside." Don't know exhausted? Say, "Very tired." Don't know complicated? Say, "Not simple." English rewards simplicity. Thinking simply is better than thinking perfectly. Now let's focus on emotional English thinking, fastest transformation technique. Your brain remembers English best when it's tied to emotions. So whenever you feel something, express it silently in English. When you're angry, say, "I'm angry." When you're excited, say, "This feels great." When you're worried, say, "I'm nervous, but it's okay." When English becomes the language of your emotions, it becomes the language of your thoughts. The final mindset shift, when English becomes automatic. At first, thinking in English feels uncomfortable. Then it becomes possible and natural. Little by little, these habits like micro-thinking, naming objects, tiny stories, emotional thoughts, shadow thinking, 10-minute English time, train your brain to make English its default thinking system. And one day, you'll wake up, and the first thought in your mind will be in English. That's when you'll realize you're not learning English anymore. You're living it. If you practice even one of these techniques daily, your brain will start thinking in English automatically. You're not alone in this journey. We're all learning together. If you're feeling the change already, like the video, subscribe, and share your progress in the comments. We're growing as a family, and you're a part of it.